What's up, everybody? So, as requested, we're going to be doing a series of shows covering cleaning and pressing. The whole purpose of doing these videos is to help out everybody get started in their journey, share the tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. But the biggest thing is just if you're going to get into this process, it's going to take time. It's going to be trial and error, all that stuff, and everything that you see here is probably not going to be what you use in your process. But I hopefully can teach you guys some stuff, go over some things to get you where you need to be. And I like to call it comic book TLC. And so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, this first video, is just identifying what you can do to bring some life back into your book. So I pulled out a couple books from my PC, and we're going to go through and we're going to identify things that we can clean and things that we can press, other defects that that we can give some love back to the book. So most important part is whenever you're looking at a book, make sure you take it out of your bag and board carefully, depending on what book you have, is you're not going to see every defect with the bag on. So pulled out this Amazing Spider-Man 76. Make sure you have some good lighting. And the reason why is you're going to be able to do this and you're going to see all those imperfections, right? So as you can tell, this book is in obvious need of a press. Now, the books that I brought out today, the biggest thing I want to point out is the whole intent of all of this is not to get every book to a 9.8, but if you collect like I do, you're looking for books to fill in your run. You're trying to find some keys, some grails for a decent price. So a lot of times you might come across some books that are lower grade, but with a little bit of elbow grease, you could bring some life back into it, make it pretty presentable. So one of the things that I noticed on here, this is something we're not going to be able to take care of. Looks like there was a nice little tape pool. If you guys don't know, I highly recommend all the time use painter's tape. And if you don't use painter tape, I have resealable ones that the sticky is on the back. But to each his own. I just prefer not to use Scotch tape, as that catches easily. So, but some of the other things that we're going to notice, right, is we do have our color breaking folds, right? We also have some color rub here. Okay, up at the top, we do have significant wear at the corner. These are things that we are not going to be able to fix, as you have loss of ink, and we are not replacing ink. This is not restoration. This is conservation, right? What we want to do is we want to bring a little love back into the book, and some of the things we're going to identify. So we have some staining, right? So later we will go over how I do stain removal and go through the steps in that. But today is just identifying what can and can't be taken care of. So as you can see on Lizard's lab coat here, do have some staining. And we also got some dirt. So that's stuff that we're going to be able to take care of. Get rid of staining, take an eraser, clean out with some dirt. So looking at this book, we're saying, hey, we could do some stain removal, cleaning up the colors. There's a lot of dirt on the colors here, as you could tell. Coming across, we'll take a polymer eraser, a dirt eraser, a cotton swab, and we'll be able to go over it. Take a look at the back. Notice that we do have some more staining. We do have a little bit of dirt. And these are also things that we would be able to take care of. So this is a pretty good candidate to give the process to bring some life back. We also want to make sure that the interior, we're not looking at anything that's going to be puncturing. And once again, that's something we're going to jump into. So let's look at some other books and how to identify what books and what help. So on this one, this is a book I just picked up, so this is the first time I've taken it out of the bag and board. And immediately right off the bat, you guys can tell the Hulk, that's supposed to be white. So if we take a closer look at this, you can already see the dirt, discoloration, and right above Hulk right there, dirt, discoloration, and a little bit of foreign debris, something that we should be able to take off. Once again, we're going to use our light. As you can see, the finger bends, the wear, tear. This is a clean and a press type book. It's actually pretty solid condition. You can see that bend right there. If we take a closer look, it does break color slightly, but a good press will almost get rid of it. It's not going to return the color, but adding to that eye appeal. And then we take a look at the back. Definitely got a little bit of that tanning going on. That's something that we can also take care of. And of course, dirt. It's pretty decent condition. We should be able to clean this up pretty nice. So take a look at some more books and continue identifying what can we do and what can't we do, right? So sooner or later, I am going to try to dive in the world of pen removal, right? But as of right now, I do not have a good technique to use that I can apply without considering it restoration or ruining the book. So on this book right here, obviously we see somebody decided to make this a Cunningham variant, which is not my name, but right here you see our pen, but identifying early on, we can see that this is supposed to be white. As we can tell, we're a little off brown, or off white, sorry. And then we'll take our light to it, in desperate need of a press. So in this one, we're going to be able to go ahead, we can go in, we can try to lighten it up, bring out the whites, and also give it a nice flat press, clean up some of the dirt on some of these bends. Do got to notice that it does have a little bit of spine split, so that's something that we got to identify early on to make sure that we don't cause more damage. And on the back, once again, we're looking pretty dirty. Nothing significant, so the back should clean up pretty well. But it's a pretty good one. Now, this is an interesting one. So a lot of times, like I said, I get a book and I get it for a good deal because of whatever's done to it. So this guy right here is an interesting one. So we'll be going over different things. I'll make sure I'll label each video exactly what we're going to do moving forward. And then you can just click on it and you can not have to worry about all the extra fluff, I guess. So right here we've got Tales to Astonish number 100. Now, still got great corners. Still got great colors. I mean, we got a pretty nice spine. But as you guys can tell, we've got staining, foxing, we got the whole 9 yards. I got this book for a great deal because this book needs some love. So one of the things before you're going to work on a certain book is you're going to be identifying the book as a whole. So on this book, it's overall great presenting. Looks like the usual work we could do by stain removal, foxing removal, the whole 9 yards. This book right here is missing a lot of moisture. What I mean by that is you guys seen chipping, brittle pages, things like that. This book, you can feel it. It's something you're going to pick up over time. Is going to be able to tell a healthy cover versus a cover that needs some life. So this is going to receive a little extra humidity prior to us working on it, because I can tell you right now, I've done it before. During all the practice I've done, I take an eraser to something like this where it's a little bit dry, and it just shatters into little tiny pieces, and then the whole process is gone. And we took a book that could have been saved and completely ruined it. So this is a book that you want to be careful with handling, and hopefully we can get this bad boy to whiten up. And like I said, it's still solid. It looks like it might have been pressed. I don't know how it doesn't have any indents on it, but we'll take care of it and we'll treat it right. So notice the trend is a lot more Silver Age, and the reason why I like to show Silver Age is because you have a wide range of books you're going to deal with. As you get newer and newer on books, the big issues kind of dwindle down. So we're going to go with I don't know what you guys consider bronze or copper, but this is right in the middle. So this is a really nice presenting book. The reason why I want to throw this one in is because to the naked eye, you get this book, you see it, looks great, you open it, you pull it out, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, actually use a little bit of work, right? Definitely needs a press, right? You definitely clean all that stuff up. Our yellow here, a little bit of dingy. What we could do is definitely clean that up. As you can see, there's a little indent there. This is definitely clean press, not too strenuous. Should be a quick and easy one, but definitely a slight stacker curl that we could take out. So definitely a good candidate. We could press this, clean it, and it will, in my opinion, look pretty brand new. So me personally, your books in the 20-cent to probably about your dollar range are going to be the easiest, most pliable books, I guess you could say. So this one's a really interesting one. I picked this one up. Once again, you guys know, ordering books online, sometimes you don't get the full picture. People don't use proper lighting. This is a book that has some color rub, and I didn't really see it until I got it in person. A little disappointed, but still got it for a good deal. On this one, our colors are pretty good, except for along the edge. Something we're not going to be able to fix without restoration. But this is one of those books where giving a little bit of love to your white areas, it's going to really make that white pop. And then taking that cotton swab over the top and buffing off the cover is going to make your gloss shine a little bit more. And then, of course, your back here. This is all dirt that we're going to be able to take right off. Once again, use that cotton swab as you would a car. Buff it out. Should be good to go. And, you know, I've had the question before, you know, you've seen comments and things like that saying, hasn't been clean and pressed or has been clean and pressed. You will be able to tell after a while what books have been clean and pressed and which ones haven't, right? So the last one I want to show is going to be this X-Men 21. So on this one, I actually got a really good deal. It is complete, it's attached, all of that, and it was really great presenting right away, and I said, cool, I want it. Before I even really took a good look at it. This book looks like it possibly was cleaned and pressed before. Or just poorly stored, because you can tell we're completely flat. Completely, I mean, there's nothing. But then we come over here to the spine, and it looks like they tried to fix it, and they didn't. It's got a slight stacker curl, so they probably put it in a bag and a board that was too big, and slowly over time started to roll over, and maybe some of the stuff they originally tried to take out came right back in. But once again, if you take a closer look at these areas, that's supposed to be white. And as you can tell, not really there. So we'll be able to go in there, take an eraser, buff it out, and we should be able to make this one pop just a little bit more and flatten it up right along that spine, and should be good to go. Other things you're going to look for, foxing. A major thing that I have not been able to do, and everywhere I've read, is you're not going to be able to remove mold. Okay, so things that we do, or that I do with my comics, is going to be cleaning up, taking dirt off. You're going to be able to press your books, get them flat. You're also going to be able to get rid of staining, get rid of foxing, grease pencil. I've been able to remove that successfully. But the couple things that we're not going to be able to do is fix tears, ink, pen ink, Sharpie ink, and like I said, we're not going to be able to remove mold. So I am going to do a series of videos moving forward, and we're going to make sure we focus on one each time. So you're not going to have to watch a 3-hour video of me doing a whole process. You would be able to pull up one video, see it, and then go from there. So like I said, this video was identifying things that we can take care of and figuring out if we can further take care of the book. Like I said, this one's really nice as is, but there is still small things on here that we can take care of. So not every book is going to be fixable, but majority of the time you're going to be able to, take care of a book. So if you guys have any questions, leave some comments below, and check out the next video in the series. Thank you.